Good evening, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you here on Tuesday evening. Tuesday evening at about 5:30 with a couple of three for tomorrow. A tired Mickey D today at a late night. I went to that house last night and was there from about 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Said farewell to my old friend. She would be married 55 years into the area, so I know her most of my life. And probably the last time I'll be in that house, I would imagine. The doors will probably be closed. I don't know who's going to live in it after she's gone, but probably somebody maybe younger, but end of an era. So I came back then and I spent another couple hours looking at videos and tired today. But anyway, hopefully we have sourced a couple of winners for tomorrow. We had another good enough day today. A winner in out from under, relish the surface. I was saying it last night. It likes top of the ground. Love that surface. It'll probably run there again. Moon Island as well. I seen in the comments a couple of was different bookies, but I had said last night with 7 places, 365. Were paying 3 places, and they actually paid out, and there was only 6 runners. They paid out third. It was a pity the other one didn't like the soft ground. It had ran poorly on in Windsor before on soft ground. I didn't know that was coming. I want soft ground or cut on the ground at Musselburgh tomorrow. I'm not putting up a horse, but if I see there's a bit of cut, I'll be more confident. If there's ground like today, I'd be very confident. But anyway, it's a winning video, and that's the main thing. If we're winning, we're not losing. Dean Doherty was first on the bus this morning. James Normanton, it was in great form. He's a new dad. Congrats to mum and dad. I think he's in Worcestershire. I think we dropped him off at the races in Worcester a couple of times a couple of months ago. Keith Garrett was in great spirits, and Kathleen Carey, first time on the bus. Very well togged out, heading for York. Red Bull Vodka was flying without wings. Darren Seddon and Flyboy Zepp came together. And Matt and Veronica from Max Bar in Ballyshannon are a big day. They're getting married on Friday. Darren left that message. So best wishes to them, and I hope they have a long, healthy life together. And back plenty of winners. I met some of them in Sligo there a couple of months back. Great jolly crowd. And Juubi Idits, his birthday is today, so happy birthday to you, and off to the races we did go. Tomorrow at York, I left out a couple of races. They were too difficult. The Dante meeting in York was the 3-day meeting that time. It was the only meeting, the festival sort of meeting, that I had a losing meeting. I was doing stats and trends and everything backfired. So I done this in a different way this time. So hopefully it might have paid off. In the 150 at York, it's a 5 furlong sprint, 22 declared. Only one favourite in the last 13 run-ins. That was Dakota Gold in 2019. It was 4-1 favourite as a 5-year-old. It's in the field again tomorrow. So that would make it 8. My selection is Atalis Bay. It's a 4-year-old gelding trained by Robert Cowell. It's rated 97 now, but it started off with the new barn in April of this year off at 103. It was formerly with Marco Botti, who he won 5 races for that barn. A good run over the track in a listed contest May of 2021. It was second to Winter Power, who also likes the track. Winter Power was rated 107 that day, and Atalis Bay was rated 101. It was beaten 3 lengths. It's 4 runs for the new trainer. It'll need luck and runner that comes from behind, but it's handicapped to win. It's a 10-1 shot. They're paying 6 places, 2 pints each way. The 4:10 at York is a 2 miles and 56 yards. It's the Stayers handicap. 15 declared. Number 7, Alfred Boucher, has had 2 runs for Ian Williams and was formerly with Henry Candy. So there's a trend in the 2 horses I've selected. It's rated 96. It's a 6-year-old out of Aussie Rules. Both runs for the new yard has been in Chester. The first was in a handicap over 2 miles. It was second to Soapy Stevens. But it put off 25 to 1 that year on its first run for Ian Williams. So at the back of the pack. Not too busy. Hadn't ran that far before. Stepping up and trip. And it came out a sweep and run on the turn for home in Chester. And it was unlucky not to win. Soapy Stevens won. And he's £6 better off with that horse from that run. The last run, it was second to Halifon over 1.4 miles. And it came through on the rail with a good turn of foot as well. But was blindsided by Halifon coming up on the outside. The step up to the back up to 2 miles is a plus. William Buick is riding as well. And he has a good healthy strike rate for the trainer. It's 8 to 1. They're paying 5 places. 2 pints each way also. And a pint each way double. I like the 2 of them to be at least placed anyway. That's why I'm going 2 pints each way. The 335, the Judmont Group 1. Baid is undefeated, 9 for 9. 8 of those wins were in England and 1 was in France. Hasn't ran further than a mile in any of those runs. But the step up and trip shouldn't be a problem because it's a full brother to Hookham, who has won a Group 1, the Coronation Stakes this year at mile 4 in Epsom. Last year's winner, Misriff, is the main danger, but is 1 to 2 without the favourites. So I didn't see any angle at all to make a pound on that. So just enjoy the race. The 350 was the race I was on about in Musselburgh. Our pal Wobwobwob is in it. He was very unlucky the last time in Thirsk. He was beaten into third by a neck and a nose when he came really wide. People that remember that will be familiar with that horse. Needs cut on the ground to be at his best, but he's handicapped to win. Paul Mulrennan is taking over. I didn't see any prices up for that. So I'll see if there's rain. I'd be more... Leave it with me and I'll post it later when I see or else in the morning. There's racing in Sligo tomorrow evening. I went through the card. There was one that I sort of like. 8 o'clock. 3 miles 1 furlong handicap hurl. There's 12 declared. Memorable Daise. It's a 7-year-old mare trained by Willie Mullins to be ridden by Jack Foley. It's an opportunity for conditional jockeys. So I'm giving it an each way shout at 8 to 1. Last time in Roscommon, it ran really wide on soft ground. It's out of presenting. They run better on better ground. But it ran really wide round the whole trip, and it just tired a bit in the straight. But it won a bumper in Galway last year, and it beat Fanor, who is now rated 102. And this is handicapped, I think, to go okay. Willie Mullins has a very impressive strike rate in Sligo, even though he's 0 for 4 this year. He was 6 for 12 last year. He was 3 for 5 the previous year. He was 2 for 6 that previous year before that. Then he was 9 for 19, 2 for 5, 2 for 8. And in 2015 and 16, he was 6 for 7. So at 8 to 1, they're paying 4 places, a pint each way. I mentioned last night just about the channel. I monetized it for, I don't know what that means, but you can do it after... You can do it after when you have 1,000 subscribers. And I met a few people in Galway and they were saying to me, like, are you making much money off YouTube? And I was saying, I'm making nothing. I said, that's not the reason I started it. I started for health reasons when I was diagnosed with MS, to keep the mind active. I was doing cognitive research with Beaumont Hospital in Dublin, and they were recommending that you keep your mind active, something that you'd like. So I met a fellow from, it was that fellow I met from Gordon, and he said, he came up with a suggestion. So when I don't know how it works actually, but I think it's the ads. But you have to watch all of the ads. I know it's everyone doesn't want to be watching ads, but sometime you have a chance if you're, and I'll be able to see. But I'm going to give, we say 10 or 15% in that region um, to the Injured Jockeys Fund, and I'll give it. Seeing that half the viewers are from England, I'll start off in Ireland for this month and or next month or whenever money comes in, and then I'll go and I'll do it. I'll give a donation to England, and also each month I'll give a donation to a passenger on the bus, a charity of their choice, and we say we'll bring it up between the two of them. That will be 50%. So the first person I'm going to choose is for August and September is Christina Davis, the Queen of the Bus. So when I do find out more about it, I've no idea. Does likes count? Does views count? Does any of that count? Maybe on my travels in the next week, I might meet somebody that might be able to familiarise me with it more. And I think ads, you have to listen to the whole ad or something. Someone was telling me. But we'll see. I'm not putting out a begging bowl at all. But it made sense, the argument that a couple of maidens at the race in Galway saying, look at, if it's there to be got without it costing any of the passengers anything, take it and utilise it as best you can. So I'll be with whatever is left. I always give generously to other charities as well, and I'll be doing the same. I'm not looking for anything for myself at all. That was never the reason I got into this at all. So I'm only saying that once, and I'll say it maybe again at the start of every month or the middle of every month, and or something when I'm picking the next person, and I'll do it randomly, sort of like, I think with the input that Christina has given of late, that she is deserving of the first bit of dash going to a charity of her choice. So I've no idea what it'll amount to. It could be only pennies, or it could be just a few quid. I've no idea, but we'll see. And I'll let you know how I find, or what I find out in the meantime, and how you can be helpful to that cause. Anyway, thanks for the nice comments the last few days, and thanks for the comments in relation to the passing of my old friend. You're a good bunch. Long may it continue. Over and out.